my headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that matters to me.
He's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot.
All-time great heavyweights, all right, and it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the heavyweight, the level of heavyweight that, more experienced than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself.
Gervonta Davis didn't hold back on the Joe Rogan podcast, delivering a harsh warning to Jake Paul ahead of their upcoming clash. The hard-hitting star made it clear that he's not treating Jake as a sideshow, but as someone who picked the wrong fight. When Rogan pressed for details, Davis firmly stated, "This isn't entertainment anymore. This is personal."
Us fighting. Because you have someone that we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing. I got to be in there with him. I got to be able to, his arm reach, his size, his power, the way he moving and things like that. I just got to adapt as I fight him. I think it's going to be a great event. Every time I fight is fireworks. Boxing wins come November the 14th. We're just giving boxing what it needs, and that's excitement.
From Davis's perspective, this match represents a shot at redemption. Following his draw with Lamont Roach Jr. in March 2025, the first non-win of his professional career, many began to question whether his dominance was slipping, reflecting on his legacy and status as a world champion. Davis has positioned this fight as an opportunity to silence the critics and prove he still belongs among boxing's elite. Even though the bout may not carry traditional sanctioning, the stakes remain just as high.
Tank, first off, don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul show there, 'cause that's all for entertainment. For entertainment purposes only, right? It's to say, like, somewhere in the small print of the promotion, for entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. So fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, So, it's money-making purposes only.
Paul has openly admitted that his upcoming bout with Gervonta Davis is the toughest challenge of his career. Although he holds a physical size and reach advantage, Paul acknowledged that Davis is a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter whose skill, power, and experience demand complete focus. He emphasized that this fight isn't just about relying on his own strengths. He knows Davis possesses every weapon in the arsenal, and to win, he'll need to bring something extra.
Actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I think, Jake, you can make the argument, right? Pound for pound wise, this guy's the most ferocious dude in the whole sport, couldn't you?
For sure. I think he has probably one of the highest knockout percentages.
Yeah, 90-something percent, right?
Exactly. And just his speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning. He's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done. So he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on. And so just actually being vulnerable for a second,
yeah.
This is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
Jake, how do you prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you? How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
wow.
Just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed. and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight. And
Paul's rise has been fueled by crossover marketing and spectacle, but this upcoming fight represents his most significant challenge, yet in terms of opponent's skill and status. A victory over Davis, regardless of the bout's formal classification, would redefine how seriously fans and critics view Paul within the boxing world. The $50 million purse he publicly mentioned underscores just how high the financial and competitive stakes have become.
We're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said there was a chance Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting cruiserweight, with, I don't know, bigger gloves, certain minutes per round. I don't know what it is, but I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between. You don't like it doesn't mean it isn't right. However, you want to be involved with them, I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul has made a bold move ahead of his showdown with Gervonta Tank Davis by adding Shakur Stevenson to his training camp, a decision that immediately caught the attention of fans and boxing insiders alike. Stevenson, a three-division world champion known for his technical brilliance and defensive mastery, will spar with Paul to help refine his speed, precision, and ring IQ, allowing him to rely on skill rather than just size or brute strength.
coming in, some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Jermaine Ortiz. We're going to hit up Erickson Lubin, some of these guys. So we're just going to bring in a plethora of fighters that are fast.
Training updates have been limited, but a few leaks that have surfaced reveal plenty. Davis's trainer has voiced concerns about the bout setup, particularly the use of 12-ounce gloves, which are uncommon for high-stakes fight nights, and the exhibition-style format overall. He argued that, given the weight disparity, the only fair way to balance the competition would have been to adjust the glove size or the number of rounds. Despite these objections, the fight will go ahead under the agreed terms. 10 3-minute rounds with 12-ounce gloves for both fighters.
First attempt fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. It was 190. It said it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of Little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The next dispute comes with gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. Body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Ooh. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s. So he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be a competition. What? You know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these prescriptions, you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know. So when I brought this up, he said, Dad, you know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s.
Although the bout is officially labeled as an exhibition, the promotion is treating it like a full-fledged main event. Streaming rights have been secured through Netflix, and promotional materials, including a recently released Grand Theft Auto themed poster, have taken center stage in driving the hype. The undercard has also been stacked with world title fights positioned around the main slot to lend the night added credibility and star power.